live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots.
What did we learn then from round 3 of Super Rugby? I reckon quite a bit. We learned that neither MP or the Fijian Drua are going to win it, but we probably knew that before round 1 even began. Both teams sitting 0-3, and you don't win the comp from there. Ask the Crusaders from last year. Poor old Drua can't buy a trick. 3 games played, 3 losses, all by a try or less. How cruel is that? While the Waratahs are riding all the luck from the other side. They're 2 from 2, and both their wins come from behind, and both in the final minutes. We learned that the Reds might just well be the best Aussie side. A really impressive away win for them in Perth versus the Force. The Chiefs are fallible. Did their very best to keep the Brumbies in that game. Beautiful afternoon it was in the Tron. With a combination of bad decisions and dumb mistakes, the scoreline flattered them in the end, I thought. But hey, 3 wins from 3. What more do you need to say? 3 from 3, each with a bonus point. And in a results business, it's only the results that really matter, not trying to achieve this unachievable perfect performance thing. And until proven otherwise, they remain the comp's best team. Tough game coming this weekend. The Blues are still the Blues, and yes, they will be there or thereabouts come the finals. It was just a matter of time before they kicked into gear. Mark Tillier's winning try was the highlight of the weekend for me, but even though I'm a Hurricanes fan. But ending that match with a dodgy fake HIA attempt, competing doctors disagreeing on the field about it all, and a guy with a laptop out there trying to explain what the rules were because nobody seemed to know. It was as idiotic and chaotic as this very complicated game ever gets. After 3 rounds, we know there's 2 unbeaten Aussie sides and only 1 from New Zealand, whatever that means. And we learned that whoever came up with this newfangled idea of afternoon rugby might just be onto something. Crowds clearly love it, players do as well. And you know, come winter when there's evening dew around and it's all a bit colder and, you know, taking the kids out at night, it's all a bit later. Who knows, it might even work pretty well then too, eh? Afternoon rugby, go figure. Whoever would have thought? Of course I'm being facetious. So simple, so clever. We've only all been calling for it forever.
Devlin.
Super Rugby rankings after week 3, and on the screen here where the team was last week. Now, these are just my thoughts on the rankings. Number 1, Chiefs with a rocket 3-0. They were number 1 last week. I don't think anyone's arguing about that. Uncontested. They are the only team that have played 3 and won 3. But in at 2 and 3, the 2 Aussie teams, New South Wales and the Reds, both 2-0. I got the New South Wales Waratahs just ahead of the Reds. They were 4 last week. They're up to 2, only because of the opposition that they have played. Beating the Highlanders, and that squeaky win in round 1 was very impressive considering what the Highlanders have done since. The Reds winning away in Perth, though, equally impressive win that one. They're up from 6-3. Highlanders up 1 from 5-4. They're 2-1. They lost the opener but have won 2 since. In at 5, the Force, 2-1. That was their first loss on the weekend. I had them at 2 last week. The Blues have been bounced up from 9 last week to 6 this week. They are 1-2, but that win over the Hurricanes, absolutely crucial. They're on their way. In at 7, the Crusaders up 1 place despite not even playing a game. They're 1-1. The Canes I had at 3 last week, but they've lost 2 crucial games now. They've lost to the Crusaders and they've lost to the Blues. They're 1-2. At 9, the Brumbies, 7 last week. They are 1-2. Look, that's a hell of a place to go to try and win Hamilton, but after losing at home to the Force and then to the Chiefs, they got a lot of work to do. And at 10 and 11, no change to either of these teams. Both 0-3, the Drua. Just, you can't get it any crueler than that, can you? They've lost every game in the last minutes by a try or less. MP, much improved defensive performance, but they won 3 games last year and at 0-3 now. It's going to be tough to equal that. Those are my rankings, whatever it means, after Super Rugby, round 3.
DSPN.